Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another review. There's another paid request, this time from Arthur. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in sending a paid request for pretty much any type of video, a review, a topic, randomness, out of the blueness, reaction, commentary, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box under the video. And this is for the 1986 film Wildcats. Now, Wildcats is a film I had heard of. I know my friend Mike OCP, on his channel OCP Communications, that's his channel, all one word, OCP Communications, he reviewed this film and it's one of his favorite football movies. Now, I had not seen this film before, but it stars Goldie Hawn, who is, they're not married, but she's pretty much Mrs. Kurt Russell. And she's a good actress on her own. She has a likable charm to her. And she did a decent amount of box office hits back in the day. She was in Private Benjamin. I think she actually got some award notice for Private Benjamin. Oscar or something, I can't remember. But yeah, Private Benjamin was a surprise hit. She did a film with Chevy Chase called Foul Play. She was in the Steve Martin film in the 90s called House Sitter. I think that made some money. Bird on a Wire with Mel Gibson. Again, there's a decent amount of films she was in that were hits. She stars as a lady who coaches track, but she always wanted to coach football. And they say, no, you can't, you're a girl, blah, blah, blah. Finally, she gets a chance to coach football at varsity in Central High, rough and tumble neighborhood. Now, before I go on, the talent involved here, you got Michael Ritchie directing, may he rest in peace. Michael Ritchie directed Fletch with Chevy Chase, and directed my favorite comedy, Eddie Murphy's The Golden Child. So Michael Ritchie, I thought, was a talented director, and the cast, you got early roles by Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, yes, before White Men Can't Jump and before Money Train. They did this film together, which I thought was cool to see them not only so early in their career, but to be on the same screen together, leading up to White Men Can't Jump and others. You also have Bruce Medill. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis. He was the guy that slept with Bruce Willis's wife. And Bruce Willis was like, oh, it was a mistake, right? You just slipped and accidentally put your dick in my wife. The guy that fucked Bruce Willis over like that, that's played by Bruce Medill. He also played Jean-Claude Van Damme's boss, police captain in Time Cop. Bruce Medill, good actor. He plays this asshole coach who Goldie Hawn goes up against at the finale of the film. Michael T. Williamson, Bubba Gump, and Forrest Gump, who loves his shrimp. Shrimp salad, shrimp stew, shrimp and potatoes. Michael T. Williamson, he's in here as a guy who's not in school anymore, but he gets brought back in to be the quarterback. Let's see who else. Tab Thacker. He comes in pretty late in the movie, and he's this big, massive guy that kind of wants to do stuff only for money, but ultimately gets into the spirits of things. I'm like, he looks familiar. I guess he was a wrestler at times, but I remember him from Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol. He was one of the new recruits with David Spade. There was a prank where the older guys put them in a van and like steer the shit out of them, like this psycho's going to kill them, and sawing through the van and they run out. He was also in Police Academy 5, where they went to Miami Beach. I'm like, that's where I recognize him from. Emmett Walsh, who was in Missing in Action 1 with Chuck Norris. He was in Red Scorpion with Dolph Lundgren. Been a lot of stuff. He's here. He appears much later on as a lawyer that tries to help Goldie Hawn with certain circumstances. Because the movie goes into her coaching this team. They don't buy into her. they're, oh, you're just a lady, fuck you, this and that, kiss my ass. But then she keeps going, and they start to respect her, and then start to like her, and start to listen to her, and start to win games. Intermixed with this whole thing where her husband, her husband's played by James Teach, I believe, who's related to Stacy Teach. James Teach plays a father, her ex-husband. They've been divorced, and there's this whole thing with the custody of the kids. I will say that's where the movie lost me a little bit, because I didn't really care that much about the whole custody personal things. I felt that did not need to be part of the film. I felt there was enough drama and comedy just with her dealing with this team. If I would prefer more of that. Her getting to know each of the teammates and maybe helping with their life, or just get to know them. Know a bit of Woody Harrelson's life, or know a little bit more Wesley Snipes' life, or Michael T. Williamson. Just even more about his. And maybe help him off the field as well as on the field. I would have preferred that than the whole custody battle stuff that she has with her husband. It wasn't that it was god-awful, it's just that was the least interesting part of the movie for me. But I did enjoy the film. I mean, the very opening has this song. It's called The Football Rap by LL Cool J, who has a blink and you miss it role as a rapper. But his song at the end kind of got stuck in my head. Better than diamond rings, call it football. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Better than kings and queens, they call it football. I'm like, is that LL Cool J? It's like, oh yeah, it is. Damn. Definitely an 80s vibe. Some people may hate the track, but it did get stuck in my head. And it's not the worst rap I've ever heard. And Goldie Hawn does share that likable charm. There's a reason why she was a bankable star in her heyday. She's easy to like, easy to root for, and her being over her head, like she gets into, and the team has no pants on, and she's like, oh god. And this is definitely before the PC age, because you have Woody Harrelson going, oh, I like her tits. Wesley Snipes going, oh, maybe she just hasn't seen my 10 pounds of dangling fury. Not many movies where you don't have Wesley Snipes talk about his jaunt as 10 pounds of dangling fury. And that stuff I like, because I like the cast. It helps that I recognize, oh, it's before they really got famous. This is before Wesley Snipes got White Man Can't Jump, and Boiling Point, and Passenger 57, and even Major League. This is before Woody Harrelson got Natural Born Killers, and all this other stuff. Other recognizable, another guy, Nick Corey. He was in the original Nightmare on Elm Street. He was the boyfriend of Tina, who saw her go up the room and get killed on the ceiling. And then he was in the jail cell, and Freddy Krueger put that bed sheet over him. That's Nick Corey. He's one of the football players. I didn't like his character, because all his character was, they go to him, he either slams his head against a locker, or he farts. Like, the first time we see his character, he turns to Goldie Hawn and farts. You could have taken that fucking character out of the movie. And I like Nick Corey, but that was such a nothing character. Like, he burps and he farts. That's it. So it was a shitty character. It was a waste of Nick Corey's time, because I think he's a decent actor. I did like Michael T. Williamson. Of the players, he's the one you know a little bit more compared to the others. Just Goldie Hawn finds him, what he's doing away from school, and gets him to come back, and even extorts him a little bit. But I wish we got to know more about these kids. I wish we got to know a bit more. Like, the most of Woody Harrelson is that he's the quarterback at first, but he knows he's not good enough, so he becomes the slot back. And then Michael T. Williamson becomes the quarterback. And then Wesley Snipes, he's horny. But you don't really get to know much of these characters other than that. And again, I wish we delved more into that than the whole Goldie Hawn custody battle stuff. But there were moments that did make me chuckle. Like when Goldie Hawn proves her toughness. Because, okay, I'll run this track. If you give up, you gotta listen to me. If I give up, you tell me to piss off. She makes it longer than they do. And someone's like, fuck you. And she's like, well, fuck you what? And the guy's like, fuck you, coach. And I thought that was a fun exchange. There's another moment where Goldie Hawn has lost her voice. And James Teach, her ex-husband, tries to fuck her over. So she turns to him and goes, motherfucker. Like, she can't say it, but we know she said motherfucker. I gotta talk about this. This has perhaps the worst continuity in one scene I've ever witnessed in a motherfucking movie. And I need a drink for this. I need to ask my friend Mike OCP if he ever noticed this. But it's there. And I wrote the time down. I even show that I wrote the time down. 56 minutes. And you know, my shitty handwriting. See, this is my calm hand. This is my other hand. But 56 minutes in, if you could tell by my, again, crappy 3-year-old handwriting. It's supposed to be Woody Harrelson's character, number 89 at that point. Because later on he has a different number. Okay, a guy catches it, it goes to the end zone, and then it cuts to people cheering, then cuts back to Woody Harrelson celebrating. Here's the problem. The guy that caught the football and ran for the touchdown was a black guy. So the character was black, and then when it cut back, it's Woody Harrelson. Like, wow, I didn't know Woody Harrelson had the power, the superpower to turn black. Apparently Woody Harrelson's character had that superpower. That would have been something to really get into in the movie. How did you come up with this superpower? You turned black. So apparently what they did, they figured Woody Harrelson can't run these plays. Maybe he can throw a football, but he can't run and can't move like this. So we gotta hire another guy. But we're just gonna hire a black guy. We'll put gloves on his hands, but you see his face. I guess they figured in 1986, this is, well, you know, before DVD, before streaming, where, wait a minute, and you can pause, you rewind. But again, 56 minutes in, there's a guy that catches, goes by the camera, it's a black face. It's a black guy. And then when it goes to the touchdown, yay, turns back, good job. And they even say his character's name, Crew, good job. And it's Woody Harrelson. I'm like, wow. That is one of the worst continuities I have ever witnessed in my fucking life in terms of movies. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was witnessing. I looked it up. Other people saw it too. Like, I was looking up comments, reviews. I wasn't the only one that noticed that. So yeah, if you ever see this film, you'll get a big unintentional laugh 56 minutes in. At least on the what I saw was 56 minutes in. Maybe it's 57, maybe it's 55 minutes in, but it's in there. So again, I do like the cast for the most part. Nick Corey, again, his character is wasted. I do like Goldie Hawn's performance. She's likable. I do like that she is capable and she's not a wimp. So a lot of people say that the film doesn't hold up in the PC police because, oh, she's a white savior and wow, fucking horse shit. Fuck all that crap. Again, it does have some hiccups, like that continuity error. Again, the whole subplot with the custody battle thing. At the end of the game, the big guy Tab, he has a moment where he has to jump up, and it's filmed very awkwardly. Because he jumps, but you can't see him jump, so when he jumps up, he kind of glides up like... Yeah. Like, it's almost as if someone was holding him and just... It'd be like if this is the person and someone just pulled him up. Like, put your hands up. It felt really unnatural. It was a bit goofy. But is that okay? It is what it is. I mean, the football scenes are serviceable, but they're nothing that's going to get your blood pumping. I mean, it's no Any Given Sunday, which to me is the best football movie. Really makes you feel like you're in the action. If people were to ask me what the best football movie was, it would be Any Given Sunday. And honestly, I would say I got more enjoyment out of The Replacements. So I think that's where me and Mike would disagree. He liked this more. I like The Replacements more with Keanu Reeves and Gene Hackman. And I don't know, that one, the subplots, I didn't feel as... I felt the football scenes were done a little bit better in that, and I felt that the comedies were more focused on the players. While this, again, the family drama stuff, I could deal with it because of Goldie Hawn's performance, but it's like, can we get back to the football stuff? Learn a bit more about these players? But again, Goldie Hawn got some laughs out of me. I like some bits of the soundtrack. I like the song, I forget the name, when Goldie Hawn is out running them on the track to prove herself. The end has this weird bit where they do the football rap, but it's the cast. So during the end credits, you have each of the cast members, like Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, they do a verse of the rap. So if you ever want to hear Woody Harrelson rap, or Wesley Snipes rap, or Michael T. Williamson rap, and then Goldie Hawn did a very awkward, which I'm sure that's the purpose, it's supposed to be awkward, but it's like, they're pausing so long to look at her, and then she's so off-key, football, ba-ba-ba, football. I'm like, I think it was just how long the wait was between them finishing their verse and her saying football. If she just said football, but then she's like, not sure, but football. Like, there's like too much time in between that kind of ruined, I thought, the comedic effect. It's supposed to be awkward because Goldie Hawn and rapping, that's funny. And how was she wouldn't know, and all she has to do is say football. But I did. It's just the timing I thought was a bit off. Just too long in between. It should have been like quicker. Or maybe start off longer, but then each time she's getting the hang of it more and more, and so it's shorter and shorter. Like, this person says it, and then she said football after a while. Then as it goes on, she's getting into it more and more. So yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. It wasn't a bad film. It was cool seeing a lot of these people in their early years. listen to the dialogue. It's nice to see a strip not tainted with PC garbage. And, you know, in a way, this is how people talked. In fact, I dare you, this is how people still talk to this day. But you're not trying to do harm. It's just people talk like that, and then they learn to be better, and there you go. And it was entertaining at the end of the day. It was an entertaining film. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.